Hello, my friends. It's Palm Sunday, and I finally felt ready enough to show you some spring decor. This time it's just going to be our living room. I tend to end up with too long of videos, but we'll just show you some things today and try to keep it not so long. I hope your day has been beautiful. It's sunny here today in Minnesota, so we're happy about that. I've pretty much kept a lot of the greens that I had before, but I did put in some orange. A couple orange birds, the orange radios, and some orange books. I really like the look of plants in spring, especially at Easter time. I think it's really fun to use grasses. It just makes me think of Easter baskets with Easter eggs and the grasses that you think of around the eggs in beautiful pictures. You know, like all those pretty vintage Easter cards, postcards from long ago. I don't know why, but I just think grasses look really, really cool, simple, and fun. So let's go look at some of the things that I decided to put out. On the back of my piano, I put a couple of tall milk glass baskets, vintage. This one has grapes on it. And this one over here is the diamond cut pattern. It's just a little bit shorter. I was gonna talk about the crazy grass picks, they call them, that I found a couple years ago. They're very, very floppy. After I bought them, I was pretty disappointed because they just would not stand up in anything that I put them in. They really looked pretty sad. But I thought, well, you know, this basket is tall, these two, so maybe it would work just to have some simple little look like that, and I'm pretty satisfied with it. It's really crazy, very, very floppy, but I think it's just a little something to add to those baskets and not overdone. So that worked out well. I didn't go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby to look for more grasses to use. I just pretty much went with what I had. These are alabaster eggs. I just had enough to put in this very long orange and gold council bowl that I have shown in quite a few videos already. I do change it up. That's what's fun about it. So it fits so nice, and it's just great to be able to find different things for the seasons and holidays to put in it, except for Christmas. I don't use it. So that's what's on my piano. I should also mention that my camera is so good that no matter how much Norm and I have wiped the top of this with dust cloths or our hands, it's unbelievable how much this camera picks up little tiny specks that we can barely see with our glasses on. It's just crazy. So I apologize. I tried as hard as I could to get every speck of dust off, but it's just futile. Over here, I remembered just recently that I've had this really fun old doily. I don't know what kind of spiky flowers those are, but they're pretty cool with just a touch of a fern look. So I just put a paper mache Easter egg in there and some fun paper grass, kinky grass, and a little pick that is such a sweet little fern in my, I think I'm trying to coronet. Yeah, that's it. I was trying to think of the the name of this. I've mentioned it before. It's one of my favorite. Over here, I really have a lot of those painted Easter eggs, and again, I did have a photograph in last Easter's video. So I wasn't able to talk about them very much. The one in the center is bigger, but they sure are beautiful, and I have been so thrilled when I run across one or more in an antique shop. It's pretty rare to ever find them in a thrift store. They are just wonderful, and I was finding them so many years ago. I started looking for these. They're all hobbyist eggs. Must have been fun making them. I don't know why I never did. I honestly do not recall ever going to a ceramics class and making these Easter eggs. There's more over here. This one was my most recent find, the real speckly orange and yellow and green one. I was pretty excited. I can't remember. I'm sure it was really inexpensive, and I thought, whoa, I got a deal, because I just don't see them lately. They were fairly abundant in antique shops several years back, but now they're starting to charge quite a bit for them when I do see them. Like, $5 to $7 or more, even up to $9, and I was paying $1 for them, or $1.50. I just put an old yellow doily and some real jelly beans for us to snack on, one or two at a time if we feel like it. They're spice ones. I just found this really darling, huge ceramic rabbit at, I think, Bible's for Missions. It was $5.75. So I was pretty fortunate to find her. I decided to use some of my little miniature milk glass pieces for Easter. Might leave it for the rest of the spring. I did put some little daffodils in there to give some yellow to the room. That is funny that I really don't decorate with yellow. I don't know why. It just, I guess I feel there's enough gold with our walls being gold, and it's just too many colors. I've got green and red and orange with the gold walls, and of course the black and white. So I did find at the thrift store last year 4 little brand new small candles in yellow. They were still in the package, but they were vintage. So that was nice. There's a couple of little Swan, I believe they're individual salts. And then those 2 little swans in the middle are Avon perfume bottles. And all those little vases with ruffled tops are Fenton. And the middle vase I just found for, I think it was like $3 at the Goodwill just a couple days ago. So that was timely. I was happy about that. The 2 other vases, I don't know who made them, but I've had them for several years. Over here on the glass, big round table, I've had a yellow, light, kind of yellowy green, or I should say a greenish yellow, more so. Swan, that is a really good sized swan planter. I found it at an antique shop in St. Paul, Minnesota several years ago. It is by Red Wing. I don't think it has any speckled look. Yeah, a little bit. There's just a little bit of speckling on him, but her. But I did have some fun little branches I found at Hobby Lobby several years ago with just a tiny little yellow flower on them. I also bought the branches in orange flowers. I found this at Family Pathways this past summer for only maybe $5 something. It is a I'll have to look up again. I forget who made that, but it's a very good brand. So surprised to find that at a thrift store, and we had a coupon, so we really got a nice deal on that. I'm very happy with it. Quite yellow, and here again, it's something that I don't tend to put on the living room shelving, but over here in this situation, I think it works really well. There's another large egg. That's not the same size as the ones, most of them over there. That one is bigger, and this one is really different. It's glass. Kind of odd colors, rusty brown, orange, and white. Very different. Only glass one I've ever found. And that was from a thrift store too. Up here is the shadow box that I've shown before in other videos. It is a very fun one, very narrow shelf, so you have to really find something pretty skinny too to put on it. These birds barely make it. They are part of a set of 3. I have a larger bird that goes with them. But they look good, look Eastery. I should have put an egg in between them, huh? A pink one. And down there I have my orange California Swan with just some grass in it. Found that funny grass at Bibles for Missions. Probably was 99 cents. I decided to use a lot of milk glass for Easter, so I've taken down all my baskets from the shelving in the basement, or this big one on the left was actually up on my cupboards, displayed up there. So I took down a couple of fun planters that I think are very pretty. I'll show them up close too. I picked up some fun milk chocolate Easter eggs and chicks. Always fun to look at them. Norm likes milk chocolate, but unfortunately I don't. So he's going to have to take his time treating himself to that, or maybe I can send some to my sister. She'd love that. I had 2 more vintage little round doilies that helped complement the yellow little flower stems again here. I think they're so fun for spring with just a tiny little blossom on them. This is such a pretty planter. I don't know what you'd call that design. And I'm sorry, it's a backlit, so you're probably not getting it quite as nice as if there were lights on. I'll get down on my knee here. This one is really beautiful. It is called, well, I don't know if there's a better way of saying it's draped, is what I've read. Very fancy design on it. Maybe I should put a light on my camera so we can light that up a little better. So this is the biggest hobnail basket that I have. And we put a couple paper mache eggs in them. They're always fun. Here's that planter lit up a little bit with my light on. There too, I don't know if it makes a whole lot of difference. Doesn't seem to, does it? Just puts a shine on it. Yeah, it's kind of tough, you know, trying to film anything in this bright window. That's why I put glass in the window. It's the only thing that seems to really work the best. Down here, I have two very fancy lucite crosses. I've found 3 in a many year period of time. It's probably been, oh, I'd say could have been 10 years when I found my first one 10 years ago. This one has little artificial fronds in it that I would assume are meant to represent palms. There's glitter and abalone shell, but there's a little cross, gold cross in the middle. So that's the fanciest one. This one is a rich green, and it's very, very hard to film it. I posted the 3 crosses on Instagram this morning, and I really had a difficult time trying to get this green to show up. No matter what lighting I used, it's just a nice bright green. It has abalone shell in it too, and glitter. So I thought it was pretty neat that I ended up finding 3 crosses, because there were 3 crosses on Calvary, as many of you know. Christ and 2 thieves. I just thought I'd give you a little picture here of what it looks like when the sun is shining in. It's really, really nice. We love our bright window. It pretty much lights up the whole lower level here. Very pretty shadows. I like that. On this plant rack over here in the corner, or book rack, I just put a palm in one of my California drip glaze planters to represent Palm Sunday. And in this very speckled vase that I purchased many years ago, I put some more of the little flowered orange twigs. I really do like looking at them. I decided to set it on this beautiful Duncan Miller Amberina egg plate that we purchased probably maybe 7 years ago from an antique shop. It is very beautiful. I tried filming it for Instagram or taking a photograph in my kitchen window, propped up in my kitchen window, and nothing did it justice. I don't know why it's so difficult to do that, but again, it's backlit and the camera is fighting all that light coming in, so I gave up on that and decided to put it in here where you could probably see it pretty good. Norm just loves glass that looks like that, his favorite colors. He really loves Amberina vintage glass. Here's one of my crazy pillows that I've shown you before. So I've just got 3 pots over there, vintage pots. 2 of them are very speckled and most likely hobbyist pieces. That is a California footed drip glaze, larger planter that I've had for a long time. So I've just got a couple pots there. You saw the frog one in my other spring living room video, but the one on the left is also Red Wing. Pretty well known design. I believe it came in pink and maybe a couple other colors besides the green. My little swan, but I brought out my very big California black swan, just beautiful. And I did that because I do have the black TV lamp horse on the other side of the room in this spot, so it does balance it out nicely. There's the birds. I put more twigs down there on each side, so we got a little bit of bloom going on. The Hull Swan down there in the hearth is brand new. That was purchased at a wonderful new, very retro cool vintage shop that we just filmed. I hope you've seen the video. It is called Up Your Alley in New Richmond, Wisconsin. We are thrilled to have found that place and have met the wonderful owners, Veronica and John. Very, very nice people. So let's go look at the planters I decided to use up here. Lots of white. On the fireplace mantle, I really enjoy using more milk glass for Easter. I was fortunate to have eventually found over the past several years duplicates of these planters. I really thought it would be fun to just put some grassy looking picks in them and a little more of the bare looking branches with just a little bit of flower showing in yellow. And then I had several years ago I had bought the orange also, so it was nice to just have more white showing. And the rose bowls up there, this is all Fenton, that's hobnail. The rose bowls I had out for Valentine's Day on the fireplace mantle with roses in it, but I'm using it for a bookend this time on both sides, and a little bit of greenery in them. Maybe I'll go check out Hobby Lobby again and see if they have any different grasses, or also Michael's has had sales right now too, like they always do, just before the holiday. So maybe I can find some more grasses for next year. Over on the left side here, I brought up a beautiful lamb figurine, or sheep actually, looks pretty mature, with gold accents that I found at the Goodwill last year for $4.99. So I have had him sitting on a shelf for a whole year. He's really pretty. It's a very white ceramic, quite nice. And my lion planter that was shown in my March spring video is still on the shelving here. Put a little grass in him. I did add that little elephant that I had thrifted last summer. It's modern, it's not vintage. At least I don't think so. but I wanted to put the lamb by the lion because we believe that the lion will lie down with the lamb, as the Bible says, during the 1,000-year reign of Christ on earth, called the millennium. There will be peace among animals and people. Oh, there's my other crazy bird. So that's this side. Oh, I need to show you what I did for the upper shelf. I wanted to use all of my green planters. I thought it would be very fun to show all of them. There's only one up there that doesn't have a base on it, pedestal, or what some people call a footed planter. I guess it's more pedestal-like. For some reason I'm not getting the ability to zoom in on it for you, but you get the idea. My camera is just not showing that option right now. On the right over here, top shelf, I did forget to show once again these very nice horse bookends that I found a year ago. There's a lot of brown on them, but there's some green too. So they worked well. It's better than having some of my black horse heads out right now. So some of you have seen those, but many of you may not have yet. So that is our spring Easter decor. I don't really overdo it, I don't think. Yes, many of you have said I have a lot of things, and I certainly agree with you. That's because Norm's given me all this wonderful shelving to display all these fun vintage items that we really enjoy looking at and feeling that we have a home decorated from our past when we were kids. I do like some, a few bunnies here and there. Not too many. You're going to see way more of that out in my kitchen and dining room, and I will be putting that video out hopefully soon too, because I'm a little late and I obviously want you to see it before Easter. So thanks so much for stopping by today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a very blessed week. And your Easter celebration is also very, very nice. Thank you so much for your kind support, your comments we love. Please remember to give us a thumbs up. I don't seem to get very many. Even though we have thousands of views, we don't have very many thumbs up. I believe that a lot of people just forget, but it does help our channel. So you have a wonderful week again, and bless you for your kind support. Bye now from Peg and Norm.